All right. Hello, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. I guess we don't need this. This is how I hang my my um, iPhone when I want to make videos for TikTok. So it's just very convenient. So what's going on? Let's see who do we have here. We have Aman 25, 21 male 25, 21 male India. Let me turn this sound off here. Here we go. This should be better. Aman is here. Damien, male 27 Netherlands. Thank you for that. And Stephen is here. Male 42 Los Angeles. Thank you for that. And Kokigo. Kokigo says, I love you, Mehran. Oh, thank you very much. I love you too. And let me know your gender, age, and where you're tuning in from. Chandra Kanth says, Hi, Mehran. Hey, you changed my last alphabet of my name. It's Mehran with an N. Male 29 India. Hello there, Chandra. And we'll get back to the questions. We just want to say hello right now. Ayushman is here. Hello there. And Potara is here. Hello there. Potara, don't forget. There it is. Male 21. Coachella Valley in California. Oh, okay. So you're up in North America. So, all right, let's go back to the questions. Aman 21 male India says, I guess I should put this over here so it'll be in better sound quality. Aman 21 male India says, I think I suck. Oh, all right. If you say so. I reach to like 98% of any work and don't get to end or get the desired results as I want. Why am I so less courageous? No, you're just cautious. You prefer, in fact, you're practical. You prefer 98% success versus risking that other extra 2%, but with the risk of the whole thing fall apart or not being on time or not to be able to deliver it the way you want it. So you make a decision and don't be so judgmental about yourself. Because remember, my professor in university, I never forget, in behavior and organization class course said, at the time one makes a decision, one believes that that decision is correct. Otherwise, you wouldn't make it. We're not insane, most of us, in most cases. So if we are doing something and we are sane and we are not doing anything illegal or harmful to other people, if we are doing something, make a decision to do something, we believe that that decision is going to serve us well and is not going to harm anyone. We think that's the best decision. Dr. Ferris, Dr. Richard Ferris, Professor Ferris, that was his name. May he be well and safe and healthy wherever he is. So you may decide for a certain reason to go 98%. And you happen to wish to only focus on the 2% that is missing and forget the 98% effort that you've put into it. I mean, that's really unfair, isn't it? That's not really being generous and fair to yourself. That's part of an OCD behavior, that perfectionist. Oh, it's not perfect. That corner is this way, so it's not complete. No. You know, it's funny thing is we all try to make a perfect world, perfect body, perfect mind, perfect success, perfect lifestyle, perfect everything. I'm not saying we shouldn't strive for it. We should do our best for it. You know, healthy lifestyle and everything else. But we are trying to accomplish all these in a perfect way as we think it is in an imperfect world. I mean, how curious is that? Think about it. Nothing in this world is really as perfect, while many things are, as a way of creation, is just out of this world and perfectly put together. But many events and things and consequences, or having nothing to do with any consequences, just randomly, the things that happen in life, the things, the way things go, the unfairness of the governments around the world to people, unfairness of many corporations, many cheating and tricks and atrocities around the world. And we endure all of that, but we come down on ourselves so heavily because 2% of something is not met. I mean, in a perfect way. So lay off. Lay off and live. Life is not perfect. Life is short. All you can expect from yourself is to do your best. That's all. Do your best. And do your best doesn't mean somebody else's best. It means your best. And if you intend to do your best and it happens to be 98% of that project, well, that's good enough because that was your best. You intended, you went into it to do your best and you did your best the way you could. Now, in hindsight, when the things are finished and you say, oh, I could have done this differently. Well, at the time you were doing it, obviously you couldn't do it any better. Otherwise, you would have. Now that it's finished, time is available and no rush and no confusion, no nothing, and no limitation of resources, whatnot. You're looking at it, say, I could have done this. Yes, you could have once you have made this 98%, but you didn't have the 98% while you were trying to accomplish and complete that task, that project. Now that you have 98% of it, you say, oh, I can do this here, this. Yeah, well, that's a different time and different scenario. So just ease up, live, do your best, and that's all you can accept. And that's all you can expect. Damien, male 27, Netherlands, says, hello, Mehran. I recently ended it with my ex because of my anxiety problems. I thought it revolved around her, but it was more about me. I now regret it. She lives in a different city, and I moved there mostly because of her. I got myself a job over there and an apartment. However, I was not happy. There was too much insecurity to carry only for one girl. I blocked her everywhere after I moved back to my city and then felt bad, so I unblocked her and we have been keeping in touch. I'm not sure about if I should keep her or not. I still like her. But I also know that her personality is opposite of mine in many ways since she never really wants to clarify things and we have trouble with communication. Should I put logic above feelings this time? Well, I really don't have enough details from this scenario that you just laid on the line here. I know some things that you said. I can see some things in it that you are acting based on what makes you comfortable. And you seem to have a need to know everything about her, and she's reluctant to share everything about herself. You think that the fact that she's not sharing everything about her to make things clarified for you is interpreted to lack of trust or that she's holding things back. May or may not be true, but maybe it is also because she doesn't want to lose you. Maybe she really cares about you. Maybe she's afraid that you can't handle the truth. Do you want the truth? You can't handle the truth. A Few Good Men, a good movie. That's when Tom Cruise and and what was his name? I forgot. Nicholson, Jack Nicholson, in the courtroom. So she might feel that you can't handle the truth, but she wants to tell you maybe, or she doesn't want to be judged because she wants to have a certain image that you would look at her with, and she doesn't want to have that image that you might have of her, or she would prefer you to have of her, changed by divulging the information that she might find it not complimentary to herself. As far as I can tell, because I don't know what really things are that you want to know and she's not clearing about it. Is it her past? Is it now? Is it regular communication? Is it because you need to know detail of things and she's basically just covering the surface and giving you the gist of things? These are things that you got to figure out the trade-off of it. How important is it for you to know all the details and be clarified in every little conversation that you have the way you want it versus the relationship and the quality of the relationship and seeing where it goes and how trustworthy each one of you can become to each other over time. Perhaps you want something packaged and certified as a certain qualities that you're looking for right off the bat, and that is not possible. Such things such as trust and compatibility all come together in time by going through the tests of the day-to-day life and see how you negotiate day-to-day lives, and through that actual physical and live experiences and interactions you can find about each other far more than just few sentences now and then to clarify. Even if everything is clarified in a communication manner that you expect, still, actions in time will tell you a lot more than few sentences or clarification attempts in a conversation. While both are necessary, I don't knock the fact that communication should be clear and understandable, comprehensible. But a combination of the action and living together and experiencing interactions and negotiating day to day events of life and clarity and clear communication are both necessary for a healthy relationship. at least a relationship that could be having a foundation that could help its longevity and clarity. All right. So, anyhow, you guys remember that I do have a site, mindthatseekstruth.com, mindthatseekstruth.com. And you can go on it, make an appointment with me for us to discuss what's concerning you one on one on Skype. www.mindthatseekstruth.com. There we go. I just put it up there for you. Now, we have Aman saying, I like this girl who's my junior and she very insisting to meet me and I kind of like her behavior, but I'm afraid I'll bore her. Don't be afraid. Let her decide that. Don't try to entertain her. Then you will not be boring. When you try to make too much effort, girls lose interest. They also feel like they're hunting you. So leave some mysteries, leave some of your whole persona for her to find out by experiences through interactions and things that you activities that you guys get involved in, menus, venues, dates, talks, discussions. You will get to know each other better. But if you're there to entertain her, you will not be yourself. You'll be an entertainer. And that is what bores them, probably, possibly. And if she is bored by you being you, well, that's not the right combination anyhow. So might as well, figure that out and find out if you guys are or are not boring to each other. But main thing is to be there, be a gentleman, be a good person, a good host, make her feel comfortable, talk about things she likes to talk about, and don't try to convince her of anything. Just see where the conversation, activities, what she likes to do, and then you guys think it through. And if you both agree, go ahead and do whatever that activity is. Otherwise, thinking ahead of time that I'll bore her, well, that's the attitude you go in, then you will definitely bore her. They say, and it's true, most boxing fights are decided before the boxing match starts. And that has to do with the attitude by which the boxers go into the ring. If they go in thinking that they're going to lose, there's a very good chance they will lose. If they go in and they think that they're going to do the best and they're going to bring the best boxing techniques out and that they're going to do everything they can to win, most probably they will have a great match, if not win. So you seem to be punching yourself out before you even go into the ring and giving her the opportunity to throw a couple of punches and see how wonderful you weave and duck. All right. So Steven says, hi, Maron. Hello, Steven. Male 42, Los Angeles. Thank you for that. Says, hi, Ken. Now woke up feeling really depressed today and lonely. Yeah, that's possibility. But the thing is, you're not living. You are living for a conclusion. And that is why you always feel lonely, anxious, and sometimes panicky. Because you attribute what you don't have to that what you don't have, you will never have. Because I'm not having it now. Therefore, what it is now is final. And therefore, I will never have it. Therefore, I'm getting old. Therefore, I'll be lonely. Therefore, panic. Which doesn't get you anywhere. You just simply should bring everything back in. I don't have it, but things are not final. Things always change. New things always happen. I don't know what is around the next corner. I may just meet the girl that I would really like. I cannot decide how the life will go. I will just be responsible to make that moment the best moment I can make that moment to be. That's your responsibility. You're trying to take responsibility and shape the future toward a conclusion for yourself. And since that's not happening because the future is not here, this is the moment, present moment, You get disappointed because you see that in the present moment you're not having what you're hoping to have, which would definitely be in some time in the future. So you're not allowing a gap between now and the future. You think about what you want, and you see, because what I want is not happening right now, therefore it will never happen. So you think of it as a final. And that final puts the nail in the coffin and makes you think, oh my goodness, it's final and I'm not having it. I'm getting older, and therefore I will never have it. Because how things are today, that's how things will always be. That's how we think. The problem that we have is that we believe these thoughts. We believe that the world is constant, and we don't believe in the dynamic changes of the world, and that the life is a river, and the river is always moving, and its movement and its travel, there will be so many things on the shore that we cannot know what it is unless we travel with the water and we are there at that shore about a kilometer down the road. But just because we can't see what we are looking for on this shore, on this bank of the river, right here, this moment, this point in time, and this point in the river, we think it will never be anywhere else on the path and the bed of the river either. A kilometer, 2 kilometer, 10 kilometer. No, because what we think it is today is also future. That's our hang up. You have to open your mind and understand that things change. Your life is a flow, and things lead to the others. And unless that thing that could lead to something else happens, you cannot decide that this is how it's going to be forever. Because that thing that could lead to something that you want, it's not happening now, but it could happen any moment in the near future, which would lead to something that you may want it to develop to, and that would be the future. You don't have a concept of what future is, and the concept of life. You think life is constant, not moving. What I see, that's all there is. You don't understand that what you see is only in the field of your vision, limited to what you can see. But what is out there is not that you can see all of it. You can only see a window of what is out there at that time in space. Once time passes and your movement passes and things lead to other things, there will be so many millions of other things that you cannot fathom and you cannot imagine. And you have limited your vision to what you can see, limited the possibilities to what you can see in front of you at this present moment. And that's a mistake. That's what leads to disappointments and depression, as you cut out the hope in life and possibility of life being out there and happening, and you should find it rather than thinking that what I don't find doesn't exist, because life is only here and there's no movement, no future to it. I can see all the life. I know it all. That's fucked up, as French say. It est fucked up. I'm a bilingual philosopher. All right. So keep on hiking for the sake of hiking. Don't fucking say, I'm hiking, but I can't see the babes here, so there must be none. Well, you're hiking. You may actually meet someone hiking, but don't conclude things just because at one moment in time you cannot see what you hope to see from this hiking. What was your vision and purpose for this hiking? To find a girl, and when you're not finding it, you're disappointed, and you're not even enjoying the hiking. Do the hiking for hiking, and if something else happens, great. That's a surprise. But if I'm going hiking to find a girlfriend and then it's not there, I won't find a girlfriend, and I won't enjoy the hiking. I just messed up the whole thing. Don't go do something to find something else. Go do something that you like to do, and for that, what you like to do. Then the rest, let the chips fall as they may. And so, what do we have left? Next, oops. And we have Gokigo the I love you, Mehran comment. Thank you for that. But I still don't know where you are and your gender and your age and what city you're watching the videos from. Uh, Chandra Kanfa says, Hi, Mehran, male 29, India. My girlfriend's parents agreed for marriage reluctantly and they put a lot of clauses for marriage. And you think that's a blessing? That's the beginning of the end of your life, marriage. But bless you, son. All the best. Enjoy your life. Congratulations. Clauses. It's like a contract. And he says, they just pay the money, but do not mingle with my family. Oh, my goodness. That's so ridiculous. That's unfortunate. They think too much of themselves. Yeah. Well, just let the chips fall. You just take care of what you got to take care and let them decide what they want to do. If they think they're high and mighty and they don't want to mingle with your family, so be it. Your family will be kind and nice to your bride, and you be kind and nice and gentlemanly to your bride. Take care of her. And when she's happy and she tells stories about how gracious your family is, how you are, she will tell that to their parents, and the parents eventually will feel the mistake they're making because your parents going to be gracious, kind, respectful, warm, welcoming. And these people are human beings that eventually learn that what they're doing is just simply classifying themselves differently. Otherwise, if everything is respectful and gentle and warm hearted and welcoming, then we're all the same, aren't we? We're all human beings. The rest of it is just the bullshit that they've put into our heads. Chandra says, too, they lie about my finavial or oatial stays to their relatives. I'm not familiar with those words. Finavial. Let me see, maybe I learned something. Finavial. Are you trying to say financial and it's just a misspell? That might be it. They lie about my financial or oatial. Oatial. What is oatial? Is that another oatial? Is it another typo? Social, maybe. Is that what you want to say? Your financial and social status. Oh, I see. Okay, you have a little um, spelling challenge, yeah? So they lie about my financial or social status to their relatives. Oh, I see, I see. So they tell their relatives that you're wealthy and they tell their relatives that your social status is this and that because they want to boast to their relatives that their daughter works a lot. In other words, instead of focusing on how wonderful their daughter is, on personality and traits, they just want to say that you're wealthy because they think your money and your financial success is what sets out the value of their daughter. That's their stupidity. So don't worry about it. Let them do whatever they want. You just go marry the girl and have your life. Don't give a shit. Just play the diplomatic role and be nice and be accommodating for now and don't worry about it. So this marriage process was going sad and disrespect instead of happiness. We both felt it's not going well and decided to become separate respectfully. Oh, I see. Now, my question is how to make myself convince or move on when girl really likes me, but at the same time, I can't lose respect. No, fuck the respect. Marry the girl. Marry the girl. Marry the girl. You're more important than your ego. Fuck the ego. All this respect bullshit doesn't come or go because somebody does this or doesn't do that. Your respect and your worth and value is in you, within you, and in the eyes of your bride and you. If she didn't respect you, which is the most important one, she wouldn't be lay beside you in bed. So just fuck off and stop about these bullshits. Don't believe that anybody disrespects him. But the only one that matters is your wife to be. If she respects you, which she does, otherwise she wouldn't marry you, the rest doesn't matter. Go ahead, play the game, get married with her, and the hell with their parents, whatever they want to do, they will eventually come in and they realize that they're no better than anybody else. And let the time take care of that. You take good care of your girl, of your girlfriend. I don't suggest you play the game they started. You focus on her together, figure it out, and be together. And your life is not going to be. If you got your job and she has her own job, you guys going to pay your own ways. You don't need your parents in a way of helping you. If you guys are happy together, go get married. Forget the rest. The rest is bullshit. Respect. What respect do they have? What respect do you have? It's all words. It's all bullshit. It's all games, all theater. In reality, what gives you respect is your attitude, your manner, your approach to life, your perseverance, your gentleness, your fairness to your wife, and how you're going to do your best to provide for her, and she will do her best to provide for the family. The two of you together. When they see your success and happiness, they will shut up. And it doesn't matter what they say. Your life is not with them, is with your wife. If she's willing to be your wife, who cares about what the parents say? Just put a nice diplomatic face on and that's it. All right. Anyhow, you talk to her and with your wife, with your girlfriend, decide what your life is going to be all about. About you two, the family you want to get grace together, or it's going to be about people's respect, what they say, what your parents want, what her parents want. You got to have a pack together and respect that pack, live or die. In other words, you're going to treat your parents in a certain way and back each other up all the way if it has to be against the parents, if they're being unreasonable or disrespectful. Your respect comes between you two. The rest doesn't matter. It's all games the families play. All right. So let's go to Ayushman says, good morning, sir. Good morning, Ayushman. It must be morning there, yeah? It must be like what? 3 o'clock in the morning. This is 22 male India. I just had breakup 5 months ago. That's not just, that's 5 months ago. From a 3-year-old relationship. 3-year-old relationship. My problem is the thoughts of my ex who I was seriously in love with, who made me stay in this relationship. I don't understand. Your ex, you mean another girlfriend before this girlfriend? Or I don't get it. Explain, please. I don't understand. It's not clear. Oh, you have ended 5 months ago. Okay, I understand. I think 5 months ago, you ended a 3-year-old relationship. And now your problem is that you can't stop thinking about her because you really loved her. Uh-huh. And that love made you stay in the relationship. Is that what you're saying? So what? We all love someone when we're together, and then when it breaks up, we shouldn't be thinking about how much I loved her. We should be thinking about what break up, the breakup problems. That's the reason that we cannot love each other anymore, because there are too much problems. Otherwise, if you have problems and you break up and you still think about the time that you didn't have problem with her, well, how can you handle it? Your body is here in this time and space, and your mind is when you met her 3 years ago or 2 years ago, whenever you guys were happy together. How can you accept that this relationship should end when your mentality is still 2 years ago, but the actuality of how she treats you and the problems that you guys have is now? By the way, can you guys hear me well? Is everything okay? All right. So change your opinion about her based on her actuality today, how she treats you, what challenges you guys have, what things you go through, how you deal with things, negotiate things, compromise or not compromise. And that is what you should see as an image of her today. Otherwise, you can never be able to act appropriately to the situation, because you're always seeing something not good is happening in your relationship, but you're always seeing her now with the eye of the past, which was a different way of you were looking at her, because that's when you didn't have these problems. So you're not balanced in the way of actual things in life right now. All right. Ayushma says many times begged, cried, even requested my friends to make made me stay in this relationship for 2.5 years. At the end gave the same excuse, be the cast, be it caste, career, health, etc., and acted very. I don't understand. Who was begging? You were begging, or she was begging for you to stay in the relationship? It says caring and left me, even though I always cross questions if she was serious or not. And she always acted like she was more serious than me. And at the end, acted she doesn't care at all. Oh, okay. So what? If she doesn't care, she used to care, but she doesn't care anymore. Your worth and value is not based on if she cares or she doesn't care. You just got to decide if you can um, qualify her or not based on the way she acts and reacts and treats you. She did that one time, and I guess she begged for you to stay or whatever, and fine. But now she doesn't care. Well, she can go. Free country. But you don't have to think that because she stayed, you were good, and now that she doesn't stay, you're not good. That has nothing to do with you. That has to do with her. That's her decision. So its reflection is on her, not on you. What she does not reflect on you. You have to understand that. Yeah, you like her, you like sex, and you like intimacy, you like to have a girlfriend and all that. But that has nothing to do with how good and wonderful you are, and how capable you are, and what other girls you can find in life. So stop all that nonsense. By the way, Ayushman, oh, there it is. 22 years old. You're just 22 years old. It's just like you opened, broke the egg and you hatched out of an egg. You're just so young. Stop this bullshit that, oh, she left me and I don't know what to. No, go get another girl. 22 years old. I'm going to beat you on the head with that ugly stick if you want to think of this yourself. You have the whole world in front of you and so many opportunities and women going to be coming your way. Just focus on your studies, focus on your job, make money, and make a good lifestyle, healthy lifestyle. Girls will come. If you're successful and you're a gentleman, a good person, girls will come. They will follow you, they will find you. Don't worry. Just be a good person as you've always been. Don't worry. Potara says, when I get a thought, I get feels like burning on my head. It's anxiety, correct? Well, I don't know what thoughts you get. Whatever it is, it's a thought. It's not actuality. It's not reality. So chill out. The brain is a thought manufacturing plant. It makes thoughts, 80, 90,000 thoughts a day. It doesn't mean any of it is applicable to you. It just means it's doing its job, making thoughts. You become the judge of what it produces and see if any of them is useful to you or not. You're the only one that can allow any thought ever become an actuality in real life. Thoughts by themselves cannot become actuality. Their suggestions, brain is very powerful, make you believe something, but that's all the extent of it. They cannot make thoughts on its own become anything in the actual world, actual life. Only you can. So you're the boss. You're above the brain. You decide and you judge if brain's production of these thoughts, this suggestion, this image, whatever, is of any use to you or not. If you pay attention to it, it's because you think it's used to you, and then you use it for bettering your life, or however it is that you have a goal or project set out to accomplish it. And if it's not, you pay no attention to it, let it die by the wayside. It will never become anything. So there is nothing fearful about thoughts, just a knowing. Once you realize that you're above the brain, and brain is not your intellect, brain is not your leader, brain is not your protector, brain is not your judge, brain is a tool, is an organ, and it works for you, and you can ignore it anytime you want, although it's very powerful and makes you feel things or whatnot. But making you feel things in your body does not make what the thought or suggestion was having any credibility. Don't make these two mistakes, or one mistake, whatever it was. All right. And Christian says, Meran, 26 male from Sweden. Ah, hello. How do you say hello in Sweden? I guess you say hello. Huh? Says, I've been dealing. Let me have some tea. I've been dealing with HOCD for 9 months, he says. Much better, but one question that sticks with me is HOCD versus denial. Well, I have already a video on denial. So you can watch that because I can't explain the whole thing here. There it is. Video number 3. It's called HOCD. Are you in denial? Well, that will take care of the question. I put the link over here for you. You can watch it when you have the time. All right. And Tukaj Kowalski says, hello, Meran. Lucas here, Poland, 34 male. Thank you for that. Hello, Lucas. And Lucas says, I broke up with my girlfriend. She doesn't accept this fact and expresses some kind of verbal aggression towards me. She tells various false stories about me to our friends. how to react to it. Well, you already broke up with her, so what's there to react? You cannot stop people's mouth. You're not responsible to what comes out of their mouth. Do you think if she would have said something amazingly good about you, but lie, like, I don't know, you bought her, I don't know, whatever, and you took her to Paris, and you guys did this and that, so forth, all the wonderful things that maybe some women want to have. Do you think that would make you a better person? It makes you feel your ego satisfied because other people are hearing how wonderful you are. So that's a compliment. But in reality, it doesn't do anything to you, does it? Nothing. Doesn't make you worse or bad or good or rich or whatever. It's just something pleasant for you to hear about yourself. So it doesn't change you, but it makes you pleased. Well, the other way of it is also correct. All the garbage that she says, it makes you annoyed, maybe disappointed, or your ego says, well, that's not me. And you want people to know how wonderful you are. But in reality, nothing changes in you. You're still a gentleman. You're still the same person. You're still as good as you've always been. You're still as smart and as knowledgeable or whatever in everything that you've been doing. Nothing changes in you. Only the image that you have created of yourself, and you prefer people to see you with that image, it changes in your mind, but not even in them, because people who really want to have an image of you, they will see you, interact with you, and they form their image about you based on your interaction with them, not based on what people have said. Maybe for a short time until they meet you and they say, well, it was all bullshit. So I'm thinking you just simply don't care. Live your life. All these things that she says, they'll all eventually, people get tired of it. See, she can say it over and over. And then she can't be saying it every time she sees her friends. Eventually, they'll just die and go away, and they're not part of it anymore. And time passes, and she will also change her mind, and she start getting tired of herself, the shit that she's saying, which she knows is not true. So I wouldn't worry about it. You just live your life. Focus on become successful in whatever it is that you want to become successful. Focus to be who you are, the gentleman that you've always been, a good person, a fair person, a balanced person. Take care of your body by going to the gym and doing exercise at your level. Take care of your studies if you're studying. Take care of your job if you're doing that, and advance in your job and make money and live your life. Don't live for people's words. People can say this today and say something else the other day. You can't be running around trying to please and make people say all the good things you want them to say about you. Let them say whatever the hell they want to say. They got to prove it too. It's not just saying things. Or maybe a few people. What? Maximum what? 10 people will hear these things from her. What about the rest of the 8 billion people? They don't hear from her. So you're focusing on, oh, these 10 people are my world. They should know. And all other people that they know you as who you are, and they don't even see her or hear from her, they don't care. They don't count. So you see how small you're thinking. Because of your consciousness is occupied with these number of people, you think the world is comprised of these people. You think the world is all about what these people think. They are minuscule in this world. In the grand scheme of things, these people don't create any portion of this world other than their own little fragment. But you're looking at that fragment as if it's your entirety of the world segment that you see. So you're seeing the whole entirety of the world through the lens of these 10 people, and you have made them to replace the entire opportunity and the entirety of the world, which is a disservice to yourself, misleading. You become too bogged down what they say because that's all you think the world is, what they say. What they say doesn't matter. In the grand scheme of things, what they say is just dog shit, cow shit, donkey shit. That's where I want to go. Donkey shit. So look at it, the big picture. There are they don't matter. They don't matter. Because if they say so many good things about you, it still doesn't advance in life. It's not about what they say, it's about what you do, how you act, how you interact, how do you treat people. That is all it matters. Let them say what they want to say. Don't get bogged down. If that would be their weapon, as soon as somebody wants to destroy somebody, they just say some things. Their words would have so much power. Then the whole world would have changed. I mean, if I had the power, I would just say, well, I would like this government to have a vote of non-confidence and get out of the office, and legally they are banned to become a government, and another party becomes a government. My word. It doesn't do that, does it? So words are just words. They could annoy you or they could make you happy, but they don't have really any effect of any sort. So focus on that. You're in Poland, the land of most beautiful women on earth, at least a big portion of them. Go find another one. Jesus, how can you say that? Lucas, Poland, and you're stuck with what this girl says? Go find another pretty girl. Polish girls, you know that, right? Uh, all right. Nico Metushi says, hello, Meran. Hello, Nico. And says, hello, Meran. I listened to you for 3 years now. I am so glad to know you love the way you speak. I'm so glad to know you. I love the way you speak, helping many people. Thanks so much. Nico, 43, male, France. Thank you for that comment. Merci beaucoup pour votre comment. Limited French. And thank you for the kind words. And nothing else to say. Thank you. And Clovis says, hi, male 24 France. Oh, we've got another person from France. I said, I already told you about my ex who brought her new boyfriend to our home. Yeah, I remember. And slept in our bed. I'm recovering very well, but I still have a strong desire to tell her how selfish and shitty she is. Well, tell her. She broke up telling that we don't have some goals in life, which is true, but after she blamed me that I wasn't romantic enough. Well, that's what they say. They always want to blame you when they break up. So don't fall for that shit. Say, well, listen, how can I have any kind of a effort or any kind of a change to what you like when I see I had a girlfriend who don't have enough manners and morals and is so cheap that even has no respect for the domain that I was having sex with her and brings another guy in that same very bed while we're still together. So you're a low class girl, and I'm glad that I didn't make it with you because you certainly don't deserve a man like me. You deserve a man like the one that you're bringing as a second fiddle in my bed. So go. I have nothing to tell you about. That will kind of, that's the kind of thing you had in mind. You feel good now? You can go ahead. Just copy the recording. Just say, hey, I want to tell you something. There it is. And she said, which is true. I'm a man, but I love her sincerely with her many flaws. All right. Well, now that she's done that, you can't love her. Let her go. Next. And it doesn't kill you once in a while. I'm not saying what she's saying she has any real case, because if she really meant it, she should have talked to you and you could have She could have said, honey, you could do this would be better. And she would help to bring a little bit of a romance in you by her taking part of it. I mean, I know many men may not be romantic because they don't know the value of woman, the value of sex, and how amazing and beautiful it is, and how to make it more beautiful, how romantic they can be, how to make a woman's day or night or a date more interesting by simple things that a man can do. If you put your head together, you can be as romantic as you want. But you guys don't, many men don't, because they just are lazy. But every once in a while, it doesn't kill you to buy some flowers, to dress up and take her to somewhere nice restaurant and make her feel amazing. And these things are for any woman. You can turn any relationship into a more romantic one if you do this once in a while. But just because you didn't do it, that doesn't mean she has the right to go and do the shit that she's doing, because she should have discussed it further and come to a certain kind of an agreement. And even if it didn't work, she could have broken up with you. You guys moved out first, and then she would have gone and done whatever the hell she wants to do, not to bring another guy in the same home that you guys were living and in the same bed when you were out of town. That's fucked up. So there is nothing for you to apologize, and be proud of yourself, and just go and be a little bit more romantic to the next girlfriend. And we all learn things, and this is perhaps something that you can modify. Not because of finding it as a reason that why she did what she did. No, that is bullshit. That's low class. That's garbage, regardless of if you were romantic or not. That was a sign of a cheap woman's taste and a bad behavior. It's got nothing to do with you were or were not romantic. Steven says, thanks, Mehran. You're quite welcome. And Steven says, that French part at the end made me laugh. Yeah, right. uh, Move Alex says, hey, Mehran, a 34 male Romania, says, thank you for all the work you do. My girlfriend recently left me 1 month ago, saying that she has to work on herself. Oh, really? Okay. And after I found out, she actually blames me. Okay, no problem. They have to blame somebody, because most women don't want to take responsibility. Most women, not all. Don't come out and tell me comments of, oh, why do you say, oh, no. Most women don't take responsibility for what they do. They always want to blame somebody else and put the blame on their boyfriend or their husband or whatnot, and so they can justify whatever the shit it is that they decided to do, and that's their way. So don't fall for that. It says, because of this, I'm dealing with guilt. No, forget it. No guilt. Why? You're Aristotle. You're supposed to know everything. We learn as we go. And when you learn, you switch, you modify, you change. You think she knew everything that she's supposed to know? You think she was the best girlfriend ever? No. If you think she was, well, you're mistaken, because that means you didn't know what a good girlfriend is. So whatever she threw at you, you thought that's what a good girlfriend does. No, you got to have standards too. And you can find out so many things she did wrong. So in any case, she should be responsible for her own actions, and she cannot be blaming you by bad mouthing you. And don't fall for it anyhow, even if she does that. Says, because of this, I'm dealing with guilt. How do I manage this guilt? You should not have guilt. You were not her daddy. And you did not abuse her. You did not raise your hand on her. You did not do anything of this sort. So then the rest of it, what guilt? You learn. And she learns. And this is what relationship is all about. You learn, you go on and become a better version of yourself by knowing what women want. You're a good person on your own. But when you are in a relationship with a woman, you don't know what that woman expects. And because you don't know what she expects, and she doesn't get what exactly she wanted, she calls you, it's your fault. Well, I want to break up. You're a bad guy. Well, he just didn't know what the hell you want. You can communicate it. And it takes time for people to change their consciousness and learn more things about each other and how to treat each other better. But there's no guilt involved. If you haven't abused her, raise your hand on a woman, which you never do. You never raise your hand on a woman. You never abuse a woman. If you've been decent man and you haven't done any of these negative things, then the rest of it is just, Fair game. You make mistakes, you learn. But if you don't communicate with each other and just want to blame each other and move on, well, that's her choice. But that doesn't mean you should have a guilt. Says, I know I treated her as best as I could. Well, that's good enough then. I was not abusive. I was supportive. Excellent. Then don't give a shit. Nothing to worry about. I don't give a damn what else she says. You have been a gentleman. You have been a good man. You treated her decently. You were not abusive. The rest of it, we all have different characters. If she doesn't want to talk about it and help each other to compromise and learn, that's what the relationship is. Then every relationship will break up because no two person ever can be as compatible as they would hope to be or as they hoped that it would be when they got into a relationship, because we are the content of our consciousness. Our consciousnesses are different. And it's different because the content of our consciousness is us, and each of us have different content according to where we raised, how we raised, who we met, what we were exposed to, what studies or what interactions, what our parents, what our family, all these other things, teachers and so on and so forth, culture, backgrounds. So our consciousness is different. And when the two consciousness are different, the conflict and divisions are just one of the many natural things that will come up. And if you don't compromise and learn about each other, well, nobody is going to be compatible unless they make an effort and communicate about it. So live your life. Don't give a shit. Move on. Guilt? What guilt? Aman says, okay, I don't want to ask questions about that girl. I talked a lot in last stream. The girl I ended stuff with, and she looked like wanna talk back. But of two questions, how to ask her in a way she don't get cocky about me. Asking her first or something, or second thing, if she offers me friendship over date, as she knows I like her, I should accept that. I mean, I don't want to be friend zone, but some people say she needs time. That's why she may ask friendship. Listen, you don't have to just accept anything that is given to you. Just ask her out. Don't try to make conclusions how things should be, shouldn't be, will be, or will not be. Just ask her out. Say, listen, do you want to go for tea or something or lunch? She says yes, great. She doesn't say, she says no, fine. You ask her maybe 2 weeks later or a week later. You keep asking her, doesn't matter. But if she wants to say, let's be friends, says, no, I don't want to be friends. Or say, okay, sure, we'll be friends. And then for a while, maybe a few weeks, you're friends. And then things can happen that she can change her mind. You change your mind. And if it didn't, then you ask her out, even after a few weeks of friendship. And she still says, let's be friends. Says, no, I don't want to be friends. I want to be more. And then she says, well, then I don't want to. Say, okay, cut it off, go another girl. And maybe she'll come back. But you don't have to accept friend zone. You don't want to be friend zone, don't. Some girls approach it that way. They make it look like that they just want to be friends. But in fact, it's their way of not wanting to be friends, but they want to start as friends, see how it goes to keep you on your toes and all that. So fine. But my style is different. If somebody tells me that she wants to be friend, I say, look, I'm sorry, I can't be your girlfriend. Adios. I'm a man. You want to hang out with me? There's going to be things. If you're good looking and I like you, the way you look and the way you present yourself, the way your manners and education, whatever it is, if you meet my standards, I'm not hanging around to be your friend. I don't, I can't be your girlfriend. If I want a friend, I have friends that I can hang out with. You're a woman. I'm interested in you because you're a woman and you're beautiful and you're kind and you're classy and this and that, so forth. You want to be friend with me? I'm not interested. Maybe at the beginning for a while to see how it goes. But if it continues after a short while, I'll just pull away. She has the right not to want to be with me. I have the right to also choose the same. It's not qualified anymore. I thought it could be qualified. but her behavior or her interaction or her attention or her intention towards me is not compatible to mine. That's when I cut the cord. You have the same powers. It doesn't mean that you should be taking whatever it comes to you. Yeah, we all start as friends, so it's okay to be friend. She wants to offer friendship, fine. But you don't want to have a signed dotted line. Oh, you can be my boyfriend later on, or you can be my girlfriend later on. No, you be friends, okay. But friends, after a short while, maybe about a month or so, a couple of months, you try, and if it works, great. If it doesn't, you pull out less friendship and more of a different venues. And if that doesn't lead to what you're looking for, then you just cut it off and go somewhere else. That's it. Don't waste your time if that's what you're looking for. And Steven says, I remember before this girl, I was talking to you, trying to get over the previous Korean girl I dated. Then this one comes out of nowhere. I never saw this current one ending. It really got to me. Yeah, well, listen, any relationship you get in, you should see it ending. If it ends, you're not surprised. If it didn't, you're surprised. So you change the surprising parameter by your expectations. And Clovis says, so Ayushman, you did okay, you're talking to Ayushman, okay. Right. Yeah, Ishman, stop crying. Go for another girl. That's not the last girl on earth. Stop. Stop all that. That your best friend might be with her and whatnot. Who cares? That's their choice. You make your own choice. It's not working out. It's not working out. I don't care how much I like her. If she doesn't like me back, I'm wasting my time. So go. Go somewhere else. Find another girl that likes you. That's the one you should focus on, not this one. Rick1 says, hello, Rick38 UK. Okay. I was seeing a divorced single mom for 4 years. She recently left me for a guy who is 24. She's 38. She's an idiot. It's been hard. I miss her. I miss her kids as well. It's left me feeling like a fool. No, you're not a fool. She's a fool. She's a fool. She just wants sex and she thinks a 24-year-old can give her a better sex. It's not true. The 24-year-old still learning what to do with women. You, on the other hand, definitely far superior. But she doesn't understand what sex is. She just wants to dominate the guy. He's a young boy. She's like, what, over 10 years, 14 years older than the guy. So she's having on this kind of a trip. That's not the girl for you. You like the kids, fine, but don't think the girl was anything. A girl who makes such decision at this age, at 38, and has a 30-year-old uh, boyfriend, which is the best she should be able to do, because usually um, men like much younger girls compared to their own age. That's a usual thing. There are exceptions, but that's the usual thing. So you having accepted the same age girlfriend, it's heaven for her, and she should have appreciated it. She didn't. Now she goes for a 24-year-old. She's an idiot. That 24-year-old, after a few years fucking her, he's not going to be able to communicate with her. She's not going to feel that she has a man in her life because that's so much younger. She's always going to feel the motherly or the older one. And she wants to also have the opportunity to be led rather than leading, or have someone that she can lean on his shoulder. But she's not going to find that in the 24-year-old. By the time she comes to it, she's like 45. And at 45, it's going to be too late to attract you because of her behavior in the past. So she's going to lose, not you. You are 38 years old. You're at top of your game. Within the next 5 to 10 years, you will be at top of your game as a man. Career, money, wisdom, experience, and so on. So right now, it's time for you to find another girlfriend for yourself, move on from this, and it's her choice. You want to see the kids, you can see the kids maybe, but don't get bogged down because of the kids getting back to her. That girl is not worth going after. Is an idiot. So let her deal with her own shortcomings, and you go on with another woman and make your own children. That's the end of it. There's nothing else. You're not responsible for those kids because the mother is just the way she is, and she makes the decisions for them. And obviously, she's stupid. So you don't want to have a stupid girlfriend. Stevens is nice out here. I'm on top of the hill listening to you next to the Hollywood sign. Oh, that's cool. Clovis says, also, I wasn't satisfied in the relationship as well, but I didn't give up for 5 years. But when she met a coworker who shows her king words, she insisted to leave and she jumped to him straight. I don't care, but I still have this feeling of betrayal because I didn't give up, but she did once she has the opportunity. Why should you have feeling of betrayal? Betrayal is part of this relationships. Somebody betrays somebody. You expect from everyone not to betray you. Only the ones who have certain moralities, they don't do that. But if they do, that means they are having a shortcoming. So it shouldn't affect you. It just tells you a lot about their character. And on that note, you don't want to be with someone with that character. So you shouldn't feel betrayal. You should be blessed to know this ahead of time. So you wouldn't have been really betrayed if you had actually really made a life with her. No, 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 no. It's not a reflection on you. You're not a victim. She's an idiot. That's it. Okay. Stevens says the biggest thing that runs through my mind is asking myself if I could have done things better. Yeah, you told me that many times, and you're still on that. That's OCD. Give that bullshit thinking out. Men always ask themselves, could I have done anything so it wouldn't happen? No, it has nothing to do with you. It has to do with them. She was going to do this, if not now, later. She was going to do this because she is just not committed. She's an idiot. People who are like that, it is not something you could have done differently. This is what they would have done. It's like saying you see a chain and you see the thickness of the links and you use them for a certain purpose. And one of the links is actually not the right strength, and it gives up and the whole thing falls apart. Then you question yourself, should I have put something lighter on this? No, because every fucking chain link showed that it is designed to hold that kind of a weight. The fact that one of the links were not good, that's not your problem. That's a quality problem in that chain link. It is not something you should have known, or you should have modified the weight you want to hang on this chain because that one link was defect. It's not your problem. You couldn't have done anything different because the way it was presented to you was that it could take that weight. But it was not divulged to you that one of the links are fucked up and she's not going to be able to represent the whole entirety quality of the link because she's got a fake link in there. She should have told you. So she hid that. It's not something you could have done differently. It's something she could have divulged about herself, but she played a game. She wasn't qualified and you didn't see it. So it's not like you could have done something differently so this wouldn't happen. Your problem and your fault is that you didn't see her shortcoming. You bought her bullshit. She was weak. The link was weak. Not your action caused the link to tear apart. The link was weak, did not tell you how weak it is, pretended that it can hold the weight that you were banking on, that she was showing she can take. She lied. Simple. Stop thinking about it being your fault or you could have done something. No. Jesus. She presented herself in a certain way. You behaved in a certain way, expecting her to be what she represents. She wasn't. The biggest thing here. And then she says, I had myself back a lot with her, and it worked for 16 months. There were times I'd get upset and would be quiet around her at times. I think I need to work on things about myself, but never argued or abused her in any way. I was good to her. Yes, you were. I know. And you should stop thinking about it. That is not your problem. And it's being quiet and being upset. Well, every relationship have different moods sometimes, and these things can happen. But that is not a cause of somebody going and lying and cheating and being in the background with somebody else or preparing for it and then say, I want a space. All lies. So instead of looking at her for who she is, you're still keeping that image you want her to be rather than seeing her actuality and the fact that she was actually not representing herself thoroughly and completely. And she was putting up a front when she had found somebody else. And she faked it to, I want a space. No, she wanted to try the other guy. And that was a prelude to break up. She was a liar. So stop thinking bad about yourself. Start thinking who she was. And you just bought the whole thing because that's what you wanted to hear. That's what you wanted it to be. But she wasn't. So move on to a better quality. Simple. Steven says, what's your best advice for waking up in the morning and not feeling like this? The moment you open your eyes, you wake up out of the bed. The moment you wake up your eyes, the moment you open up your eyes out of the bed, get ready, wash up, so on, change your mind and change your thing, make your tea, coffee, whatever it is, and go to work as good as you're ready. Don't linger there. In the morning, we want our woman. And if she's not there beside you, you start being weak because you're horny and you're missing her. And all the other questions come to your mind. What is she doing? And all that. What could I have done different? All of that comes in, which you shouldn't allow it. So you understand the situation. It wasn't your fault. It's her choice and it's her shortcomings, not yours. And the moment you open your eyes, out of the bed, clean up, wash up, get ready, be with life, and hopeful to go and meet another girl. Forget this bullshit. You're going to suffer if you keep on hanging on to this nonsense. You got to see her for who she is, what she did, and all the bullshit that she came up with at the end, right? If you do that, then you see her as she is in the right light. And then you would say, I don't want such shit. Therefore, you would be more inclined to go and find new girlfriend rather than constantly keeping this image as a, holy mother and then nobody else compares to her. No, see her for who she is. You'll say she's not worth it. There's so many other women out there with better principles and commitment and mannerism. And that's what you should go for. That's my advice. All right. And to Kaz Kowalski says, thank you, Mehran. I will take care of myself. This is my time now. Good for you. Toronto 416 says, my ex-fiance. Toronto 416, first I want to know your gender, age, and where you're tuning with. Toronto might be the right place that you are. I don't know. Maybe it's just a screen name. So age, gender, age, where you're tuning in from. and then I'll get back to your question. My ex-fiance was narcissist. She was horrible, and the fake person was amazing. Okay. Um, Clovis says it was very romantic in the first year of the relationship, but she's so clingy and needy and can't live by her own. She wants to do everything with me. It made me run away of her looking for times alone. Okay. Chris Gerfos, Gerfos says, do you chat with people? I'm struggling with HOCD. Yeah, you can go on my site, mind that seekstruth.com. Mind that seeks truth.com, and you can make an appointment for a Skype consultation, and we will discuss what's concerning you one on Skype. Here's the link right here. And I'll get back to you on Skype, and we'll fine tune the day and time of the chat. All right. And we have Steven says, I wish I could have an abundance mentality and not scarcity. Well, it doesn't matter what mentality you have, the abundance is out there. It's just that we don't get out as often as before. The whole atmosphere of the world for the past 3 years have been fucked up due to these traitors who double as our governments, and the bastards who have sold our freedom and our charter of rights in every country and our lifestyle to some bloody private organization, WEF, and the rest of it. So the whole movement and lifestyle of people have been affected. They don't even trust to say hello to each other. They go to party anymore. Not too many parties out there. That's the whole thing that we human beings should change, and let these assholes know that they cannot control us, and then get back to our lives. Anthony Cruz says, Maron, I think you skipped over my question, or maybe stream is delayed. I don't see your question, Anthony. That's the first time I got to your question. Let me check. Oh, there is here. No, my bad. It says, Anthony says, how are you doing, Mehran? How to loosen up and be less awkward at parties and stuff. Oh, there are parties? Listen, the moment that there's a party, you should loosen up. Because you shouldn't go there with a intention of impressing anyone or to be any which way. You should go there to have fun. But instead, you're thinking you should act and present yourself in a certain way. That's why you're there. No, you're not there to present yourself. You're there to see how others are presenting themselves and have fun. Wherever you think they're nice people, you hang around. If they're not, you move to another group or another, possibilities out there. It's a party. So you don't have to be awkward. You're awkward, you think you're awkward because you're trying to impress or making a statement or certain image you're trying to create out of yourself for them to see you as. Instead, just don't give a shit. Just don't. Enjoy what you think it's right to enjoy. That's all. And he says, parties and stuff, or worded in a better way, how to just enjoy and not be worried having social anxiety. Oh, social anxiety. Social anxiety is a thought based challenge. There is no such thing as social fear and anxiety other than the thought of it. Because in reality, the people who are in front of you, having the same fears and shortcomings as you have, where do you think they come from? From a different planet? No, they have a consciousness, the same similar content of the consciousness, similar fears, and seeking security and psychological security, seeking to be popular and to be liked by this and that, and hoping people think good of them and have a good image in their mind. They all have the same fears. So the person that you want to impress, or you don't want to look awkward and you don't want to have social anxiety in front, are the same people who have the same feelings that you're going through. They have social anxiety. They have in the back of their heads, oh, am I being accepted? Am I being liked? Do I have a good image? How do I impress others? They have the same shit going on in their heads as yours is. Human psyche is pretty much the same. So don't think just because you don't know what's in their head, but you do know what's in your head. You know about your anxiety and shortcomings, but you don't see their anxiety and shortcomings because you're not in their heads. Don't think because of that they don't have it. They have the same fears and anxieties and concerns as you have, most probably, most often, in one way or the other. So you're among friends. They may not show it as you know about yourself, but to them, you're not showing it and you seem to be perfect while they're concerned about their anxieties and what's going on in their heads. So you're among friends. You think they're perfect and they think you're perfect, but you know that you're not and they know that they're not. So everybody's equal. If you look at it that way, you just laugh about it. So, oh, fuck, I don't have to impress anybody. I'll just be the old decent Anthony that I am and just do what I think is good and right. And I just have fun. I don't have to impress anybody because we are all what we are. We're all human beings, really not much different. And so nobody's got the real higher ground. Oh, that's the Star Wars talks. I got the higher ground. Okay. And Steven says, thanks, Meran. Oh, okay, yeah, we got that. So let's go back to where we were. Okay. Steven says, so I don't have to keep going on about it. How do I stop thinking about her? You don't. You don't stop thinking about her. Let the thoughts come, but you focus on something else. Thoughts can be there. You accept thoughts can be there. You can't stop thoughts. You shouldn't even try. But you just change your focus on what you decide you should focus. There are all kinds of things out there, but we don't focus on everything that is out there. We choose, I want to focus on this store that has probably stuff that I want, or more possibilities of stuff that I want in this store and the other store. So I pay my focus here. But I accept all the stores can exist. There's so many people out there, but I choose to talk to this person or that person, not those other ones, or not all of them. Yeah. So I accept all these people can be there, but I choose and I veto. So all these thoughts can be there with you, Stephen, but you choose which one to focus and which one not. So let the thought of her be there. It's okay. But you focus on finding other girls. thoughts cannot stop you from doing what you want to do unless you start thinking brain is you, which is not. Brain is not you. You're not the brain. Brain has no power to make things in actual world. It can only suggest and distract you and bring thoughts to your brain and affect you, but it cannot make those thoughts become reality. Only you can. So you're the boss of the thoughts and the brain. And the memories are bullshit. What memories? It's like saying, oh, she made such a good food and I remember that it was tasty, but you forget that she shit in that at the end. What the fuck? Why you not remember the fact that she shit in it? We only think about, oh, the food was really nice until the last pieces that she shit in it. Well, then you got to look at it as she's crazy. She shit in it. So I don't fucking want to think about how delicious the food was because the ending was shit. So I think about the ending. So you focus on the ones that are out there, which you can make new memories, and the memories would be again have different qualities. And the memories of her come into your mind, that's fine too. Enjoy those memories. But doesn't mean just because a memory came to your mind, that means that's a evidence that she was the right girl for me. No, we like good memories. So think about the good memories, and you don't naturally think about the shitty parts because that's the nature of a human being's psyche. We don't like to think about the bad part of a relationship. We always think about the good parts. That's why we linger. We can't move on because we're always looking at the good parts of the relationship, but we don't focus on why the relationship broke up, what she did, what she didn't, and all the actual representation, the actuality of her in that relationship. But we only select the good parts and we think, oh, it's so missing. Yeah, missing. But what about the ending? Obviously, it wasn't good enough. That's why you guys are not together. That's why you don't want to be with her. And that's why you want to focus on other girls. Simple. No, forget about the I've done better. You keep coming back at that. I've already explained it. And you need to focus on the reality of things, not the wrong question. You're asking a wrong question. You can't find an answer. So you keep getting stuck on that question. The question of what I could have done better is a wrong question. That's why you cannot find an answer. That's why the thinking doesn't stop. Thinking stops when you need to do some calculations and you come to an answer, and then thinking stops. Well, when you do calculations and you can't come up with the answer, then you got to say, I don't know. Then thinking stops. Well, when you don't say, I don't know, you keep looking for the answer while you don't have the right equations and you can't find an answer because there is no answer to be had, then you will constantly loop over that until you say, I don't know the answer and I don't want to know. Hmm? And often you can stop the thinking as well without even trying to figure out the answer. Right off the bat, when the wrong questions show up and a question that you don't want to get tied down with, you just say, I don't know and I don't want to know. Thinking stops because you just gave it an order. So either you think about something, you come to a conclusion, thinking stops, or you think about something, try to find an answer, and then you find that there's no answer or you can't figure it out. Then you say, I don't know, thinking stops. Or you don't even try to find an answer. As soon as a question comes on and it's just a weird question or a question that you don't want to be interested in or spend your time, you say, I don't know and I don't want to know. So thinking never stops, never starts, and thinking stops about that question or finding an answer to that question in that way. Otherwise, if certain memory comes up, it comes up. That is not an evidence that she was the right girl for you because I got the memory and it was a pleasant memory. So what? So many pleasant things in life. Yeah. So you live with your vetoes and choices. Those memories show up, say, great, but I'm not interested because I remember the ending and I'm going to go for another girl. That's how you deal with it. Otherwise, you're just stuck with there with the same bullshit and you're going to bother yourself for no reason. Yeah. Doesn't matter what she did. Forget it. Focus on your life. And we have Clovis says, Meron, when you talk about bonding on conscious level, what do you mean by this exactly? And could you give us example, please? it's having the same goal in life, for example. No, it just means through events of life and negotiating day to day actuality of life together and finding values and ability to compromise and communicate and understand and share and modify and together plan and help each other over time through these interactions in your relationship. You start trusting each other, you start becoming more and more unselfish toward each other. And all these and the values and the compromising and discussions and conversations and backing each other up, supporting each other in life, and all these little things throughout the days in the in that relationship causes you to understand each other's consciousness, how each one of you tick, and how you can bond beyond the physical interest and sexuality and sensuality which attracts couples towards each other. Beyond that, you will find other uh, compatible things and pleasant things on the psychological level that you find in your content of the consciousness, in your values and principles, in your habits and manners and morals, where you find the real compatibility and bonding on the consciousness level, not on the physical level only. Pretty much. The fact that you feel about someone, you care about someone, is not just because of the physical attributes or physical pleasures that you receive, because you've been together for a while. You care about each other's well being, care about each other's psychological security, care about each other's physical security, care about each other's comfort, care about each other's success, care about each other's way of treating and providing and making life challenges more comfortable and digestible for each other. Understanding each other's values, what's important to you, what bothers you, what's not so important to you, what's something tolerable. And on all these interactions on the psychological level, based on your values and principles, that's bonding on consciousness level. Yeah. Anthony Cruz says how to get over approach anxiety with girls. Okay, this is how you do it. You just simply go for it. Every time you have anxiety to approach a girl, approach that girl that you had anxiety. What happens? You won't die. She might say, fuck off. She might say, not interested. She might say, well, I usually go with the guys who got a private jet. It's okay, fuck off. What can she say that is going to tear you apart? Nothing. Or she might say, oh, I usually go with the guys who have a dick the size of a donkey. Well, say, well, there's a donkey over there. I'm not it. Bye bye. It doesn't matter what she says. You have made them to be so important that if they are impressed with you, it's great. If they're not, you're shivering down. Don't. She's another human being. She has the same needs as you have. She needs intimacy. She needs love. She needs care. She needs to have tea or coffee. She needs to eat. She needs to go to the bathroom and shit. She's no God. So what anxiety? She's so pretty. You afraid to go and ask her or say something to her because she may say no, denies you from her physical intimacy or chance for you to be intimate with her or get to know her. Well, if you don't go, it's still a deny anyhow. So what's the difference? If you don't want anything from them, you will not be afraid to approach them because you will not be afraid if they reject you. Why? Because you didn't want anything from them anyhow. You just say, I want to say hello to her because she's pretty. I just want to say hello to her because she's here. I just want to say hello to her because she's smiley face. And that's all I want. So you go say hello. Say, how are you doing? How is the party? When did you get here? Or something is simple. And then walk away. Your anxiety is, what do I do after I say hello? After I say hello, how are you? You say, well, I hope you have a great time in this party, and move away. And then about 10, 20 minutes later, you can come back and say, oh, how's it going? You feeling better, or is it enjoyable for you? Because you have an history with her now, because you already said hello and you moved away, not her. You always in a party go and say hello to some girl that you like to say hello with one or two words. Hi, my name is so and so. What is your name? She says, oh, okay. Say, I hope you enjoy the party. And then move away. She feels there's no threat. He introduced, I introduced, and he said, have a good party. Oh, that's a nice guy. And he left. Means he doesn't need me. Suddenly, she's interested to know more about you. Why? Because you left. And then 10, 15 minutes later, you run into her. Oh, you're still here. So it means you're enjoying the party, aren't you? Says, yeah. So what's good about this party, do you think? You like the music or you like the people? She says something. Say, yeah, I feel the same thing. Well, I'm going to go and see if I can make new friends. Then go again. And then by the third time that you see, she may say something that needs your answer. And if she didn't, again, you make a short discussion. Don't try to pick them up. Not in a party, unless she start interacting with you and you guys have a conversation. But this sort of thing is just to make yourself not to be anxious about approaching a girl, and also to have fun, because you don't want anything from them. You just want to socialize, and you're not there to pick up a girl. It's a party. Unless they engage in conversation with you, they show interest, they ask you questions, then you stay, and then again you go and you come back again later on. You converse more, and then there would be a time perhaps you say, would you like to exchange phone numbers, because it's time for me to go. You leave earlier than she does. These are little things that you can do, but there is no anxiety, because anxiety only comes when you want something from them. If you don't want anything from them in your mind, you just say, my purpose is to say hello, introduce myself, and that's it, and wish them a wonderful time at the party. And then maybe I'll talk with them another 15 minutes later, say hello again, or, just get acquainted. That's the style. So there's nothing to be anxious about. Why? Because you're not looking for a conclusion. You don't want anything from them. That sets out your anxiety at rest, and you'll just enjoy yourself, because in reality, you really don't want anything. Just want to have fun. That's all. And Spinkso says, thank you. Oh, okay, for that. You didn't ask a question, did you? Yeah, I understand, Stephen. You can be. You can be yourself, and stop these thoughts. Just stop looking for conclusion. Stop thinking that finding another girlfriend is the only way. No. You enjoy the process of finding another girlfriend. It's a game. You find another girlfriend, you're in a relationship. At least just, you know, charm a few, make conversations, and have a few friendships. And then among them, you see which one is most compatible. And then you go. But don't think that, oh, my uh, pain will go away only when I find a new girlfriend. No, just have fun. Just interact. Just say hello. Oh, no, don't. You see, an escort, that doesn't save the loneliness. It just makes it worse when they leave. Yeah. So don't. Just if you feel lonely, watch a movie. There are lots of good movies, and you get involved in there, and then you sleep, go to work. And during the day, you follow what it is that you want to accomplish by finding friends. Don't focus on getting into a relationship right now. Don't focus on finding a girlfriend. That's a problem. Focus on finding friends. Focus on interacting. Focus on just socializing. That's all. Less expectations, less anxiety, and more possibility of you being open and finding new friends. No plans. And among those friends, once you find them, maybe one of them will be something for you to pursue any further. Clovis says, is the fact that we need to be happy in our own without relying on the other efforts a part of bonding on consciousness level? Well, you be happy on your own is because you have understood what it is that you want in life, what it is that you value in life, and the places that you, atmospheres that you want to be in life. You live by your choices and vetoes. You have made that clear to yourself that you're in control of the things you do because you make choices and you veto things that you don't want to be involved in. That's fine. But bonding on conscious level is in relationship with how you interact with each other. And that comes in time to learn more about each other, more about each other's values, standards, and then try to identify with that, modify that towards each other's standards and goals to create that bonding that it is compatible enough, or you modify it to be compatible enough to be able to create a routine which leads to an order in life, which is order is made out of a bunch of mechanical processes that both of you are involved in applying it to your daily life. Some things you do by yourself alone, and some things you do together in that relationship. And that togetherness and the aloneness all together brings about a certain routine, and that routine leads to an order in life, and that order is made by both of your behaviors and values and activities and interactions and so on. And that is when your order, when it's created by two people's standards and activities, it is more towards bonding toward conscious level, because you are helping an order to be created from two people's activities, mentalities, values. Obviously, you have been modifying yourselves toward that order, to creating that order by two people with two different consciousnesses. That's when you become compatible and bonding on consciousness level. Clovis says your words and ideas are very strong. I was seeing French content about breakups, and they are talking like pussies. It made me more depressed. Thank you for your wisdom. You're quite welcome. My pleasure. Orlando Osuna says, Hi, Meran. Orlando Osuna, Albuquerque, New Mexico. Thank you for that. You forgot the age. Been broken up with my ex for about a month. Someday I feel nostalgia about the good times, even when I know she was not good for me. How do you deal with it? You look at the ending to see how she was behaving and treating you. That is who she is today. That is who she is today, not how she used to be at the beginning. Her actuality is towards the end, and when the breakup was about to happen or was happening. That's the image you should have of her. That helps you to see she's not qualified to be with you. You don't want such a girl. Why? Because you like the girl that you met at the beginning of your relationship, not the girl that was behaving and interacting with you in her actuality towards the end. And because she is what she is towards the end, that's her actuality today. She's not qualified, because I like the girl she used to be, not the girl she is today. Therefore, I don't want her. I unwant her. I disqualify her. Therefore, it's easy for me to move forward. Why? Because I don't want to be with a girl that is like that as she is today. And that is how she is, because that is how she's treating me. That is why we are not together, because she's changed. And when she's changed, I don't like that. And when I don't like it, why would I want to be with someone that I don't like to be? That doesn't meet my standards. And she doesn't meet my standards. She did, but she doesn't. So I don't look at her with the eye of the past. I look at it with the eye of the now. Eye of the now tells me that's not meeting my standards. If it doesn't, I don't care what memories I had with her. That was a different person. That was in past. Past is dead. She's not that past. Therefore, she is the actuality, and her actuality does not meet my standards. Therefore, I don't want to be with her, which means it's easy for me now to move on, not be bothered by it. Steven says, thanks, Mehran. You're quite welcome. OXE, Oxy, Ox says, Mehran, Chris 21 Mexico, I remember having a cringy close friendship. Cringy? As a kid. Okay, I understand what you mean. I just looked it up. I didn't know that word. Okay, I remember having a cringy close friendship as a kid. I remember once feeling like I missed this boy and was thinking strongly about good times together. The question is, what is the question? I don't have a question. Well, anyhow, you probably want to ask if it means anything as far as your inclination is concerned. No, it doesn't. Why? Because we are drawn to a good mannerism and good positive energy, and someone that is maybe if you were finding it, you miss the guys because he was a little bit feminine, and you're a boy and you liked kind of that emotion that was there. But it's not about the fact that you like guys, you like the emotion that was being that was being um, expressed by this person. Just like, we like anyone with a good emotion or feminine emotion. It doesn't mean we like that gender. We like the emotion that was being expressed. And so if it comes from a boyfriend, a friend who's a boy, then you would like that boy, and not because of a sexuality, because of the quality of the emotion, which was feminine or soft. And at that age you can't be thinking any further than that, other than the fact that it's a pleasant emotion. So you judge that person that is a pleasant person because as a pleasant emotion extends pleasant emotion, and you may feel you miss him or something, but that is not anything sexual. It's just because we like good emotions, regardless of where it's coming from. Okay. At this point, it looks like it's been just about almost 2 hours. Within 40 seconds from now, it'll be 2 hours. So it's time for me to say I love you all. Thank you very much for being here, giving me the opportunity to share a thing or two with you. I look forward to our next live stream. Don't forget, I have a site, mindthatseekstruth.com, mindthatseekstruth.com. If you have an issue in regards to your breakups, thoughts, consciousness, fear, desire, ego, or OCD and subsets of OCD, such as HOCD, and you want to have a chat with me, by all means, go on my site, mindthatseekstruth.com. Make an appointment for Skype consultation or Skype chat, and we'll discuss what's concerning you one-on-one on Skype. In the meantime, be good to yourself and to the others. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now. Subscribe on my channel, visit my channel, and go through the videos that you might be interested in. Mindthatseekstruth.com is making it one step away to talk to me one-on-one on Skype and discuss what's concerning you. I'll talk to you soon. But we too, like the iceberg, have 1,000 times bigger powers that is not visible, and we must. Why? Is it something we're rambling on and I expect you to accept it? Or is there actually another power within us? Would you come and help me out? Okay. What I want you to do is put your hands underneath my arms and just lift me up. There we go. Okay, now, that's my physical part, right? Same thing. Again, with that. Just want to see if there's any difference. Go ahead. Now, go ahead. Now, this, go ahead when you're ready.
Go ahead.
So you see, this is different than what he was doing. And I'm not really
Doing anything.
doing anything. You're convinced?
Yeah.
So are you guys convinced that there is something other than, thank you.
Yeah, no
Thank you
worries.
very much.